The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is officially over, and now the show is called The Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I freaking love that title. I got big smiles and goosebumps, and so many things happen in this episode. It was actually one of the shortest episodes of the entire series so far, and I had a blast with this one. I'm really excited to dive into this episode with you guys down below in the comment section, because that's why I love doing this. This is why I stay up, is so I can hear your theories, your thoughts, your comments. So make sure to comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or again, Captain America and the Winter Soldier now. And of course, this will be a full spoiler review of episode 6. I have lots of thoughts about this, some things that made me eye roll, but again, stuff that just made me really much smile and overall enjoy the entire episode. And if you guys are new here as well, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on geeky content like this over here on a daily basis. We got Bad Batch coming up. I'll definitely be covering that. Loki, What If? We have tons of Marvel stuff coming up, and I'm so excited to have you there with me. Overall, this was a great episode. I think there were some small tidbits that I will definitely get into. Most of that dealing with Sharon Carter and especially John Walker himself, kind of where they ended up going. But this entire episode for me was really special. And I think a lot of that comes down to seeing, first off, Sam in his frickin' suit. He's not the Falcon anymore. He is Captain America. When he says Captain America, when he says, I am Captain America, I'm like, yeah, you are, dude. You are the Captain America. You deserve it. And it's so exciting to see Anthony Mackie in this role. When we saw at the end of Endgame, Steve handing over the shield, I was just so excited to see him take on that mantle. And I hope in the future that he is actually the leader of the Avengers. I think just seeing that last monologue him give is just like full Captain America status. This is the Captain America we deserve and love now in this era, and it's really exciting to see how they were able to tie that all in and handle it all together. Because overall, this was a very action-packed, enthralling episode that had a lot of meaty monologues into it that meant a lot. And overall, again, the action was great. It was great seeing the Falcon swing around, fly around. And I say swing because, and I was kind of wondering, where's Spider-Man in this? He's in New York City. I understand Doctor Strange not showing up, but Spider-Man, come on. A little bit PC in their mind, you know. You'd think Spider-Man coming to help, but I understand this is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, but it was really cool to see how he was flying around, using the shield in mid-air combat, how he was fighting. It was just badass. Like, for me, I know a lot of people were like, well, is he going to take the super serum? He never takes it in the comics. He didn't take it here. He doesn't need it. I think the Force with stuff with the wings and all that, it just shows that he doesn't need it. He's just a badass in himself, and just the combat style that he's using is just phenomenal. And again, even seeing him push up that truck was just, again, chills, goosebumps, kind of hit me in my feels for a bit of it, and just made me so excited for Anthony Mackie. And that damn suit is just freaking awesome. I love it to death. And even going, of course, to, our friend Bucky himself. And again, some of the action set pieces he got in here was great. Seeing him just punching, but it was a really warm welcome to see him save all the GRC people. And just, again, going past that Winter Soldier thing. I was hoping that the show would now be called The White Wolf, but again, they're still kind of sticking with the Winter Soldier. But he's finally going past that past. He's moved past it, and it was just really heartwarming to see where they took Bucky. Again, the whole series has been building up to two of our main characters moving past where they are now and taking on the future of their stories. And again, both of their relationships are really much establishing with one another. And it was just great to see that all come to fruition by the end. And of course, when you look at John Walker too, who again comes into play, and I was really thankful to see him not like want to fight like both of them. He actually wanted to genuinely help, and when it was between him saving the people in the GRC or of course killing Carly, he went to actually do the right thing for once. And I think that was actually something that I liked for his character. I'm not that versed on the US agent John Walker character, so everything I'm kind of learning now is kind of some of the newest stuff for me. But even then, I have some things to that, and we'll talk about it towards the end of this whole review. But going past that, you know, again, great action set pieces. The Leaper finally died. We don't need him anymore. And towards the end of this whole finale, of course, of that last fight between Carly and Sam Wilson, we got one thing, and we find out Sharon Carter is the power broker. kind of rolled my eyes on that. You know, I like the Sharon Carter character, but I don't like what they did with her overall in this show. I think it was kind of dumb to leave her open. Who is she now working for? I think that now opens and begs an entirely new question to ask ourselves. And is she actually the power broker? Is this other person the power broker that she's working for? I have no idea at this point. Again, they say she's the power broker, so I'm just going to assume that. But for me, I didn't love that. And then the end credit scene was a little bit of a okay, all right, okay, of course she gets reinstated and she's gonna sell government secrets. How will that all tie in? I've no idea. God, I really didn't hate that, but I did not like it that much at all. I don't know. That part was kind of disappointing. But of course, I'm going back a little bit. She ends up killing Carly after that entire fight between them. And, you know, one of my favorite shots of the entire episode was, of course, seeing Falcon swing in with Carly's body in his arms, swinging in, flying down. It was very majestic and some of the best cinematography of the entire show so far. And him putting her down and then going up to the GRC people and telling them what's up. This monologue from him was, again, not just something that a Captain America in our society right now would do. And some people will probably say it's woke. Shut the fuck up. It's not woke. Like, this is, like, something that I actually think is very prevalent. And I think Marvel, again, established it enough. Again, there's some episodes I wish they would have a little bit deeper with some of these issues. But these are the monologues that I was very much looking forward to. And building off last week's Isaiah's discussion with Anthony Mackie as Sam, it was really phenomenal, to just say the least. And that whole monologue, I mean, if the Emmys were tomorrow, I would probably nominate Anthony Mackie for that, because I think he just did a fantastic fucking job in there. And he just did such a great job bringing that to life and really much reinstating all the different issues in there. And again, being the Captain America and just, again, seeing everyone cheer him on and seeing that, like, yes, this is the Captain America we need and we wanted. It just really, again, put a big smile on my face. And Anthony Mackie deserves this so much. Now, of course, going past this and kind of, let's shift over to John Walker a little bit. Now, of course, John Walker comes into play. His new flimsy shield gets completely destroyed. Some nice action sequences in there as well, making that right choice, like I mentioned, and even working with Bucky nonetheless. The thing with this character is, again, not versed at all within the comics. I always looked at U.S. Agent and always kind of heard of him as being kind of an anti-villain or just a straight-up villain and a foe to Captain America. And by the end of this, he gets a new suit from Val herself, which apparently was supposed to show up in Black Widow first. I'm curious to see if that still happens and how she kind of comes into play. Apparently she goes as Madam Hydra. Some people were commenting last week. The thing about this is, you know, it's a little bit on the nose. Okay, U.S. Agent. Oh, it's a black suit. I dig it. I'm curious to see where they take Wyatt Russell as a actor and a character, because what they did with his character was phenomenal. And I think what Wyatt Russell did in the performance was excellent. I just kind of wish it felt a little bit weird coming off of last week's episode where he was and what place John Walker was in to this one. And it felt very sudden. Again, I don't hate it, but it just shifted pretty suddenly. And again, out of all the eye rolls and all of the things, because I overall really dug this finale. I didn't dig the Sharon Carter stuff, and I didn't love completely everything they did with John Walker, but I'm excited at least nonetheless to see where they take his character. Now, coming to an end with Bucky's character as well. He has gone through a lot, and his friend that he met at the beginning, we know that he ended up killing his son, and he goes and finally tells him, crosses off the list, gives it to his therapist, gives Steve's book to him, and I feel like a whole part of his life has been lifted off his shoulders, and seeing him celebrate with Sam at the end was just honestly just put a giant smile on my face. And when they're walking away and he taps him on the back and he calls him my cap, I got goosebumps, I got chills, I smiled, even had a couple tears in my eyes, and it just completely melted my heart in that entire moment. Now let's get to the final part of this entire episode is, of course, Sam going back to visit Isaiah Bradley, which now I understand that his grandson is probably going to play the Patriot, or he is the Patriot. I think that's what people were calling him in the Young Avengers. I was hoping for a little bit more establishment with that, especially since it seems like they were really building towards that, but nothing prevalent that much. Just, hey, I'm here. But the Isaiah Bradley stuff was, again, some of the best stuff, and probably the best stuff of this entire show, some of the most interesting aspects of it all. And again, going from that last discussion that they had to now, just felt seamless and perfect, seeing that there can be a black Captain America in this world, and then seeing what Sam did for Isaiah Bradley was just awesome. seeing that he has his own little area where his story will now never be buried. It's something that's important. I love that Sam was able to do that for Isaiah, and everything Carl Lumbly was able to do, it just put a big tears in my eyes, kind of swelled me up with emotions, and I overall dug this episode entirely. My favorite episode is probably still last week's, but I think the Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, whatever you want to call it now. I'm excited to see where these take these characters next. I know a lot of people are wondering if we're going to get a season 2. No confirmation yet. We'll probably find out in the next couple of days. I would probably prefer a movie. That's just me. I'm really much excited to see where they take these characters. And again, I want Sam leading the Avengers next. The only other thing I didn't really mention was everything with the Carly and the Flag Smashers. They're fine. I don't think they really focused in on them that much. And of course, Zemo did get the end of the day. He ended up killing the rest of the Flag Smashers. There's a lot in there that the Flag Smashers I just overall think was like something they should have dove into a little bit more, and they didn't. But nonetheless, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a really great character piece and moment to the entire MCU, and I'm just so excited to see where they take these characters next, guys. Let me know down below your guys' thoughts on this entire show. Let me know your guys' theories for the future. What did you like? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Did you hate this finale? Do you love it? Let's discuss it all down there. I can't wait to discuss more Marvel content coming up soon. Again, we have Loki coming up. If you're in the Star Wars, we have the Star Wars The Bad Batch, which I will have an early review up to the first episode coming up pretty soon. And of course, guys, just thank you so much for tuning in. I love doing this every single night, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. So, of course, let's get some rest, let's get some sleep, and let's sleep up for Loki. So, of course, until next time, stay classy.